Hello, I'm EpiXTrack and welcome back to Minecraft news video. Today I'm pretty excited to talk about Minecon 2018. It was just yesterday, as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but the interesting thing about Minecon is that every year we usually hear about the next update, but this year we heard about the next two updates with two whole sets of features that will be coming in two separate distinct updates, and it's really exciting that there are so many features being announced and so many little secrets that we have found and we'll be diving into. But the weird thing about it is even the official Minecraft video to kind of explain all these features, which you're seeing in the background, is really vague as to which update which things are coming in and leaves out a lot of details. So I figured why not go over all of the details of every feature, the thoughts, the opinions, and also the secrets, because there's a lot of things that have been either hinted or directly shown on screen that you might have missed the first time round that you want to see this time. So if you do like this video, please do like this video and let me know, because it lets me know that you like seeing the Minecraft update news kind of condensed into one place. So you don't have to watch the full 4-hour show, but you can hear a lot more about the features that we were shown bit by bit. So let's start by talking about the fact that there's two updates. There's going to be, let's call it 1.14 and 1.15. One will be the holiday update coming out before the end of this year, presumably in time for Christmas, and then there's going to be the Village and Pillage update, or 1.15, coming out early 2019. So the first update is going to be the smaller of the two, and we've only heard a few of the features that will be in there. Here is the first one.
So first of all, we're going to introduce cats as their own mob instead of being ocelots.
So that's pretty exciting because it means that cats will now be found wild on their own, so you can actually tame cats. It doesn't go from ocelot to cat, it's stray cat to actual tamed cat, and then there's going to be 9 separate cat designs, which is kind of cool. Also, it kind of hints that there's something going on with the ocelot, because if the ocelot no longer turns into a cat, what value does it have as a mob? And I think the simple answer to that question is none, unless they add some in this same update. So that's kind of exciting. Again, we don't know what, but it's kind of a thing. But let's talk about the other thing that was announced that cats would do.
You can have them as a pet. And they can bring morning gifts, and also the phantoms are really scared of cats.
What kind of gifts do the cats bring you, like diamonds and stuff?
Not really diamonds. This is a secret, but not diamonds.
Okay, cool.
More cat kind of gifts.
So there's going to be 9 cat skins as opposed to the 3 we have right now, which is kind of cool by itself. Then on top of that, there's the fact that phantoms are going to be scared of cats, which is a really weird one. And then cats are going to be giving you morning gifts, and they're going to be kind of cat little gifts. And although, again, this could be kind of small, the fact that she says it's a secret means it could be something to do with something else in that update, or to do with a future update, or it could just be something as small as like, oh, they deliver you some fish. But either way, the fact that cats are getting a huge upgrade is kind of cool. 1.14 is going to be kind of like the cat update, which is nice by itself, but what's way nicer than just, cats and ocelots getting some form of an upgrade is the brand new scaffolding they announced will be coming in this same update.
So how will the scaffolding work?
Yeah, I mean, the purpose is, of course, to make it easier to build, so you maybe not need all the weird dirt constructions to build anymore. So, for example, it will be really fast to climb up, and if you remove the bottom part of the scaffolding column, everything will break. So it's also really fast to remove it when you're done with your fancy building.
That sounds great. So it's giving players just opportunity to make builds quicker and easier and kind of get to the good stuff quicker.
Yes.
It's cool. And what's it going to be made out of? How do I craft scaffolding?
They are made of bamboo.
That's right, there is now going to be a brand new plant in this update. It's going to be bamboo, and they're going to spawn in what's called a bamboo forest. They hinted that the bamboo forest is kind of like its own biome, but based on what you can see in the background here, based on what they've done so far, it looks like it's just a significant upgrade to some types of jungles. It's going to be a rare plant within jungles. Also, bamboo, what do you think of first when you think of bamboo? You think of pandas, which are in fact also in this update. This is one of the biggest parts of this update, because the Chinese community actually voted to add pandas to the game. Dinner boners wanted to add pandas to the game for the longest time, so they've decided they're going to add pandas to the game, and baby pandas, and that is a huge deal by itself. However, I did say we'll talk about secrets in this video whenever they came up, and if you look at this shot right here, you'll see not only a sleeping panda, which I find is funny that there's they actually sleep in Minecraft, but you'll also see some little tiny sprouts on the left there, which to me seems like there's something, they're definitely something new. To me, it seems like it could be a brand new type of flower that comes in these sorts of things, or a brand new type of plant, or it could be a baby bamboo. Again, it really could go either way. If you see that as a baby bamboo, then I guess it's just, we can plant bamboo ourselves, or it at least can spawn and it has to grow itself naturally all the way to the top, which then implies that we can do our own stuff to grow the bamboo to get it to be different heights. Kind of like sugarcane. If you really want, you can grow it up to the sky height, or if you really want, you can grow cactus up to sky height if you place the blocks yourself. Maybe you'll be able to do something with the bamboo. It's hard to say for certain, but it is interesting that this screenshot shows that. So finally, while we're talking about the pandas, it was also confirmed.
We thought that if we add different personalities or traits to them, you will feel like your panda is more unique. So we did that as well. So in the video you saw there was a panda with red eyes. That's an aggressive panda. You should not hurt an aggressive panda.
Well,
So to sum up, the Minecraft update, which is coming in the next couple of months or so, is going to include scaffolding, which therefore requires bamboo, which therefore comes with pandas, and all of those features have their own little quirks, such as planting, such as different personality traits of pandas, and such as scaffolding being able to be instantly destroyed, kind of cool. And then that same update is also going to be updating cats and ocelots in some way. The cats are going to give you some fun little gifts in the day, and therefore there's going to be a stray cat, and then the ocelots are going to have some mystery thing attached. But let's talk about the next update, because if I'm being honest, 1.15 is the slightly more exciting one, and I think they know this because 1.15 is the Village and Pillage update. It's got its own subtitle already. They clearly want you to be hyped about this future update, and let's talk about why I am entirely on board of the hype train. So the first thing they announced, because it is the Village and Pillage update, is the fact that villages are getting reworked entirely. Here is what villages will look like in this update. This is a plains village, which as you can see, looking pretty good, but then the desert village looks entirely different. This is the thing about this update, is they're changing every type of village from instead being the same structure but with different materials sometime, every type of village is going to look entirely different, and this is exciting for so many reasons. One, the two villages they've shown off already look amazing. The amount of effort and, like compared to the current ones, these look like real decent Minecraft structures with a lot more variety than just house, slightly different house, slightly smaller different house, and librarian house, except it's just a regular house with library books on the inside. Every single house is going to look different. There's going to be structural decorations, such as seeing hay bales around the place in a desert village, for instance, because they need to have the wheat nearby them. There's so many cool little changes they're going to make for each biome, and this is while we've only seen two of the, the new villages. Bear in mind, we're also going to be seeing savanna villages, seeing an update, tiger villages, seeing an update. There's ice plain villages on Bedrock, which will no doubt have to have their own update, and I'd also have to imagine that these zombie villages are going to have their own update too. So that is really exciting by itself. That's at least 5 new types of village. I think it's 6, but we'll get into why later. But the other thing they kind of accidentally announced while they were doing this, because they were showing off their brand new desert village, but they accidentally showed off this image right here. So there is a sheep in its own little prison, or I guess a sheep farm, depending on how you feel about sheep welfare in Minecraft. But there is a sheep back behind a wall right there, but what's the wall made out of? It's a sandstone wall. So they accidentally revealed they're making a sandstone wall. In the same way we have cobblestone walls right now, we might be able to have sandstone walls in a future update, because they're not only seen right there, you can see them to the right where the cactuses are, where they're connecting to a acacia fence gate, and they're doing the same thing that right now cobblestone fences do, where they're taller when they're connecting to something else. So that is hugely interesting. This not only looks really great because it's, oh yeah, this is a great desert village, but also there's going to be at least one brand new block coming with this update, the sandstone wall. And if sandstone walls come, you kind of open the floodgates for why not other types of wall? Why don't we have every other type of stone material, which has a like a staircase and a slab right now? Why can't that be made into a staircase too? Why don't we have purple walls? Why don't we have nether brick walls? And that might be a really exciting little twist on this update, which to me is exciting. We're going to have multiple new mobs coming, as we've already gone through, but also we're going to have a lot of new blocks on top of the main theme of each update. So as well as updating the villages, they're going to be updating the villagers. So here's what all of the new villagers will look like. So that's really great by itself, the fact that, woo, look at all the new villagers. They actually look different to each other. You can actually identify the difference between stupid roles that right now look exactly the same because it's just different shirts. You can tell the difference between every single villager profession, which is great by itself. That's exciting. But also, every single biome will have different villager professions. There's so many new types of villagers, except, wait a minute, that's exciting by itself. But didn't we see some villagers which were just chilling in a jungle? And yes, we did. Something I think a lot of people miss. I immediately caught on and was like, oh yeah, that's a really cool idea. I'd love to see. But it's something that was shown in there. They have a bunch of jungle villagers just chilling in the jungle. It looks like they have some form of ocelot skin as part of their outfit, but there are jungle villagers in this update. And maybe they're just there in case you start a village that happens to be in a jungle and they're only focusing on that, and for some reason they decided to put this in the very well edited Minecraft on Earth video. Or maybe there are jungle villagers coming in the Village and Pillage update, and that is crazy exciting. I would love to see what a jungle village could look like. Again, you can't see the village itself. In the same way, they just had some ice plains villagers just kind of like chilling chilling, you know, like on the hill. They don't want to show off the village just yet. They clearly have to design it, if I had to be honest with you, about what's going on there. And I'm excited to see it. I'm excited about just the idea of villages in jungles, because they'll clearly be the most exciting. Again, every new type of village before was already kind of great. They're like, oh, you can find villages in this new place. This is a new type of village with a new type of villager with an entire new type of structure, and it looks like they do something bad to ocelots, which is maybe, again, questionable if you care about the animal welfare, but we'll have to kind of see about that after the update comes out. So this is huge by itself. New villages, new villagers. Okay, that's great. Okay, village and pillage update. What about the pillage part of that? So the way Joe explained it, which I think kind of best, there's going to be villagers, which are people who are in the villages. Then there are illagers, who are villagers who have gone a bit evil. And then there are pillagers, who are, you know, villagers that want to raid other villages, because, you know, there are people who settle down and make houses, and there are people who go to raid other houses, and here are the pillagers in action. So that's pretty cool that there's going to be a brand new type of semi-random event, kind of like how you get zombie raids right now. There's going to be pillager raids, and the reason you should be excited about pillager raids is it's not just like, oh, so villagers are going to be under attack and sometimes die before you get there. But no, if we look closer back, again, we're going into like the secret kind of side of things. If you look a little bit more at that big pillager beast, it doesn't have a name yet. It's going to be named at some point before the update. But if you look back at it, it's an absolute beast. It looks like a monster, but you can see it has a saddle on the top. Although pillagers do not ride it, I'm sure there is some process for taming it. If I had to guess, it's probably an absurdly hard process. This thing does not look like it wants to be friends of you, so convincing it to be might be really tricky. Maybe you just have to kill the entire group and then the mob just, you know, kind of becomes subservient to you. I don't know for sure, but there is a huge new mob that I believe has a saddle on, and that is exciting enough by itself. A brand new mount coming in this update, it seems at least. It's kind of huge. Also, this last shot here, maybe it's just a nice little thematic shot, but it seems like the pillagers just kind of roam around and maybe go after you even in your own house. So it could be a random event in that kind of way. Although they confirmed they didn't want to have random events like Tornado that just messed up your house, it could be that they send after dudes to come get you just to increase the difficulty, because most people find that, like, oh yeah, regular mobs really easy to deal with, but maybe a dedicated band of raiders would really require some skill, some tact, and you know, that could be fun in my opinion. So that's kind of exciting. You might get pillaged in the 1.15 early 2019 update, but let's finish up the features here because we have one last big feature they announced, which is the crossbow. So here is the crossbow gameplay we did see. So the crossbow looks great. I think it's one of the most divisive features in this update. I think it's great. I don't want to reiterate my entire opinion because I made a big breakdown of every single little bit of the crossbow. You can watch that if you're excited about the crossbow, but I really think it's one of the big game changers in this update. So yeah, with that said, that is every single feature they have announced so far for 1.14 and 1.15. Honestly though, it's worth keeping in mind, this isn't every feature in both of those updates. This is just a taste of things to come. This is the stuff they could get ready for the preview at Minecon Earth. Again, all of these things look like they're vaguely working, the things they should have gameplay for at least, and that means that, you know, this is just early concept stuff. You will see this stuff change before launch. However, usually snapshots are a, you know, evolving process. It's a good process, and seeing the Bedrock team get on board with it usually improves things too. So there's going to be a lot of new features coming to the job version. I'm mostly talking about that version there because Bedrock is going to be receiving multiple updates in the same time it takes for these two, but it's probably going to split these features across those updates in a confusing way. So we'll talk about that, you know, again at some point when we know more about Bedrock's plans, but the two new updates both seem really great. So let's just talk about the big question everyone's going to ask. So we've gone through the fun secrets. Again, there was quite a few of them in there. We've gone through the analysis, the breakdown, but the big question that's going to be in the comments if I don't say it right now, so let's save you, is Toycat, when can I expect to download this update? When can I enjoy these features? Because you have got me hyped, and the only official answer I can give to that question is sometime before the end of 2018 we'll see the first update, sometime in early 2019 we'll see the second update. However, based on you know, all the other previous years of stuff we've seen about Minecraft, it seems to me as though the the end of 2018 update is almost certainly a Christmas update. It's going to be coming the last week before Christmas on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday. So an easy prediction I can make right now is December the 19th. And yeah, that's probably going to be somewhat close to the update, assuming they don't make huge changes or try to release it early. Then the early 2019 update, it's worth keeping in mind early 2019 is really exciting. It's a great thing to aim for. However, they did promise, or they made very strong hints that the aquatic update would come early 2018. And it took until, well, it only just came out on, console in September of 2018. And even the earliest version that was officially released on any platform, on Bedrock, it came out in April. So we're talking like, if April is early 2018 to them, early 2019 should mean January, February, March. But realistically, because of delays, because they want to make it perfect, it will likely take some longer time. Again, I really want to believe we'll see it as early as a March or a February. However, if I'm being 100% real with you, which I'm going to try my best to be, I would say that is not likely. What is more likely is we'll see some form of delay unless, after this first update finishes, they keep us regularly updated with progress and it looks mostly finished. Again, the snapshots and the stuff like that is going to be the real key of telling how far along they're going. So again, every week we'll kind of get a updated view of what's going on. Anyway, if you want to see all of those snapshots as they do come out, I will be covering all of these snapshots and betas for these updates on my channel. I'm incredibly hyped for the Villager and Pillager update, and I'm also pretty excited to see pandas and cats updates because, I'll be honest with you, as someone who has cat in their name, I'm IBX Toy Cat, I do have a little bit of a biased interest towards cats, especially maybe getting Cookie in Minecraft. So yeah, I'm super excited about these updates. I will be covering them in the form of betas and snapshots on this channel. Make sure you subscribe with those notifications turned on if you want to see those every single time they do come out. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments down below. Did you find it helpful diving into each feature one by one and actually talking about what this might mean for your Minecraft world? Because seeing something like bamboo sounds exciting till you realize that like, oh, and then it's used to craft this, also for pandas, but then might be its own fun plant that comes in its own fun place. Maybe you find that useful, maybe you don't. Either way, I'd love to hear in the comments down below. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all later for Store Sunday. Goodbye.